Hey everyone, so today I'm finally going to be doing my surgery video. I promised I was going to do it. You all have been asking me to make it, and I wanted to do it, for educational purposes, not to be like, hey, look at me and my new surgery, and not to flaunt anything, not to brag in any way, and not to encourage you either way. Whatever your opinions or beliefs on plastic surgery, I'm not here to change them at all. I'm going to just tell you my personal experience, why I got them done, and how I think of my surgery now. So it's not a surprise, or I don't think it's that big of a secret, and nor would I ever make it a secret, that I did get a breast augmentation and a breast lift, and breast reconstruction, basically, it's about almost 3 months now. I got them done. January 27th was my surgery date. It actually took me until March 7th was my last doctor's appointment to get my last stitch out to fully heal and recover. Mine was a very special case, a very tough case, because as you guys know, again, this is no secret, I had asymmetrical breasts, which a lot of girls do, but mine were vastly different. In most of my videos, I would always wear a push-up bra, 2 bras. I even did a whole video on how to make your boobs look fuller and bigger. So I was just one of those stuffers for a really long time, and that was like the story of my life. Actually, there are a few videos of me in a bikini top, or me without without bras on, like strapless dresses, and you can see the difference, that my cleavage was very uneven. Like I said, one boob was actually a 36B while the other was a 36D, so it was actually a pretty drastic difference. They were also very saggy, so I needed a lift to get an implant just put in there with a saggy breast is not smart. And if anyone says that they'll be able to do that for you, don't, because it's just gonna look like a saggy implant then. So I had to get the lift as well. I've been wanting the surgery since I was about 13. My breast developed at an early age. I was probably, I was in the 6th grade, I remember, when I had about a D cup breast size. I remember going to Macy's for the middle school dance for a bra, and it was a 36D on that one, and then the 36B on the other. So it was early on that I had a large breast, I guess. So I think the weight of that definitely sagged them, and just something in my family. My mom has also had a breast implants and a lift, because it just must run in our family. That's just our genetics, that we have low carrying breasts. I'm not really sure. I'm trying to be as articulate and as tasteful as possible with this video, because in no way is this supposed to be perverted. But so I wanted them done for a really, really long time. I was always self-conscious about it, and I always just wanted to, I always had to wear double bras, and I was kind of sick of it. So I wanted them at 18 as my very first consultation. I went to someone who didn't think they could do it, and then I started going to different doctors. Some were cheaper than others. They were all gave me a quote from the $6,000 to $16,000 price range. I ended up paying close to 10 grand with all the medications and stuff for my surgery, and I had a wonderful, wonderful doctor. But what I say is, I have little notes I made because I really wanted to make sure this video was informative. Basically, I would say, before considering getting a breast augmentation or any sort of surgery, breast reduction, nose job, anything, just make sure you really, really want it, and make sure you really want it, not because other people are telling you want it. I really wanted it. I walked around for padded bras for 5 years of my life, a good 5 years of my life. Padded bras, I put rice in them, I put chicken cutlets. I just loved the feeling of having fuller breasts. I thought it balanced my body type out better, and I thought, I knew I wanted this. I knew I wanted this from like the age of like pretty much 14, but I'm almost 24 now, but I got them when I was 23, so it took me almost 10 years to get mine, and to save up for them and all that other fun stuff. So just make sure you really, really, really want them before you do, and not just because you think girls with big boobs are hot, or girls with small boobs are hot, or whatever. Make sure it's something you really, really want. So basically my surgery, what to expect. Okay, so I didn't really know what to expect. When you go in for your consultation with the doctor, he kind of goes over the kind of implant you want, how big you want them, and all that stuff. Actually, my doctor recommended I go a little smaller than I wanted. He wanted to just even out the breast, and I actually wanted to go just a little bigger because, again, for my body type, I thought it looked right. So he recommended we just even them out, and then I was like, can we actually go a little bigger? He's like, a little bigger, but since you have the lift and the reconstruction, I don't want to go like as big as I really wanted them because it just would be too much pull and too much weight, and stitches could bust, which actually my stitches ended up busting, hence why it took so long for my recovery. Also, they give you a packet, like once you decide that what you want, if you decide you're going to get your breasts done. I went to Dr. Linder in Beverly Hills, and he has a really great consultant. I mean, he consults with you, but then he has a consultant who kind of goes over all your surgery. She helps you with the costs, the pricing, and all that stuff like that, and they give you a little folder, a little packet, what to expect the day of surgery, what to expect for the next 3 weeks, which is the normal healing process, and all that stuff. And they're really, really great about it. You know, and make sure you're comfortable with your doctor, make sure you're comfortable with the people that are working there. I was super comfortable. I knew as soon as I went in there, and he was so great, and he's like, I don't need to sell you on this, because he goes, I do these all the time. He goes, I'm not gonna push. You want it or you don't, you know, and this is what I can do for you, and this is how I can help you. And his before and afters were so beautiful. I did so much research, and when I finally got an appointment with this doctor, I was just like, this is my doctor. He did amazing reconstruction. The scarring from the lifts were so minimal. I was like, I'm sold. And so I went in and got all my pre-surgery stuff that day. I decided. Usually I think people recommend waiting. I knew I wanted it, and I was looking forward to it, and I got it that day, and I actually got a little bit of a discount because I actually went in within 2 weeks of that date, because someone had canceled. They said, if you can go in this date, we can actually give you a little lower cost, and it was great, and it ended up being like $8,500. Again, with medication and all that other stuff, it ended up being close to $10,000. But so the day of surgery, so that's the pre-surgery. You can't drink, you can't smoke, whatever. No Advil, because that what is it? It's the opposite of thick. What's the opposite? It thins your blood, and so you can't do that. You have to get all your medications beforehand. You have to have someone drive you, obviously, to the day of surgery, and you go with no deodorant, and just make sure you shower and bathe oh so good that day before, because you won't shower or bathe. Well, you'll have a sponge bath, but you can't get wet for a good 3 weeks. Me, it was about almost 2.5 months. So make sure you shower and cherish that shower before your surgery. The day of surgery, I went in, and you know, I'd never been put out before with an anesthesia, so it was my first time. I was super nervous, but the guy, the anesthesiologist, was just start talking to me, and all of a sudden I went to sleep, and honestly, it felt like a second. I was up. I was like, wait, is it over? I couldn't believe it was over, and I was so happy. And my mom came in, and it was such a wonderful feeling to see her, because I was so scared I wasn't going to wake up. That was my biggest concern, is not waking up. But I really, really wanted this, so I was like, okay, I'm going to have to go get over it. So I woke up, and I was really happy, and no pain. That first day, no pain at all, obviously, because you just came out of being put under, but it was no pain. It was great. It was wonderful. My boyfriend came to see me that night, and I was able to kind of move around and stuff a little. The next day after my surgery, I had to go in to my doctor, and he put on a sports bra. My doctor has a Linder bra, which he makes himself, which is awesome, and it's pretty much what I lived in for the next 8 weeks. And you sleep with it, you do everything. You can't lift your arms, you can't really do much, no lifting, no nothing, so you have to take it easy. For the first 5 days, they say you shouldn't work. I did not work for a good month. I pre-recorded YouTube videos for y'all during that time, because I knew I wouldn't be able to make videos, and I really couldn't audition. I couldn't do anything, and it can be a little depressing, though, you know, especially for me. It went beyond the 3 weeks of recovery. It started getting depressing because I couldn't shower, I couldn't wash my hair. It was hard for someone like me, who always has to be going in very busy. But you got to make sure you allow yourself enough time to recover and fully heal. Because my mistake was, after 2 weeks, I actually went on a little trip in a car, and I was like opening doors a little too soon, and I actually ended up busting a stitch in my right breast, and he had to put me under again and shave a little down, just because it was such a big surgery and such a big implant that it had to take a little off. and I had to go in, so that at my 4 weeks I had to go in again for another surgery to get re-stitched back up, which meant another 2 weeks of healing, which meant another 2 weeks of not showering and not doing my hair, and it was really, really difficult. Also, when you have stitches, you can't sweat, you can't get them wet, you can't do anything, because I had an infection 3 days after my surgery, and I started breaking out in a sweat. My doctor was in New York at the time, but he was really great because he called me and was like, you know, we need to get you, you know, they gave me antibiotics and all this stuff like that, and I went in and got changed, my dressing and all that stuff, and I actually ended up seeing my doctor about 4 times that week just for a checkup to make sure I wasn't getting more infected, and I pretty much bugged the heck out of my doctor and his team, but he was more than willing to see me whenever, and they were really great. I could just pretty much walk in and they could fit me in, which is really, really great, especially for a Beverly Hills surgeon. So that was my post-op experience, just a lot of waiting around, getting waited on. I have a wonderful family and boyfriend that helped me so much. My boyfriend took me to my second surgery when I had to get re-stitched up. He was there for me. He got me my medications, and everyone was just great. My mom, my sister, really, you have to have a really good team to help you. Otherwise, it's gonna be a lot worse. But I was lucky to have people who did wait on me, which was awesome. So. Also like I mentioned, expect additional costs. You know, initially mine was like $8,500 for the lift and the implant, and I thought, okay, that's great, because I did get the saline above the muscle, just because I wanted that more full round look, and I just didn't expect I knew I had to buy bras, but you have to expect the bras, you have to expect medication, you have to expect maybe going in for surgery again and getting another medication. You have to get, you know, all the pills you need. I was taking like 3 different ones, Vicodin and all. Sorry about that, my camera just shuts off on its own sometimes, but like I was saying, there's that additional cost that you have to expect, and I kind of just named a few, but there's a lot that you don't think of, especially like, you know, gauze and non-stick gauze, and I just had a heck of a time with mine, just healing. You know, I'm just not a great healer, so you gotta kind of expect that. So now the questions I wanted to talk about, is this right for you? A lot of girls are like, I want to know because I'm considering mine. You know, if you're young, you know, if you're a teenager, I would definitely wait until at least you're in your 20s, just because your body, it does still change. I mean, mine actually grew a little bit to like a C cup, so mine was changing. I thought maybe it would, but they still sagged. So just wait. Make sure, like I said at the beginning, make sure you want this. Don't let anyone peer pressure you or persuade you. It's your body. You're gonna have to live with it. So be 110% sure that that's what you want, and be 110% sure that you're going to the right doctor and that you're comfortable with him. Do your research. Go to many doctors. I recommend going to a few consultations. A lot of times the consultation will be free. Sometimes you have to pay for it. I paid for a couple of mine, but the one with Dr. Linder actually was free, and I ended up getting surgery with him anyway, so it ended up working. He just kind of, his work sells himself, and he's absolutely amazing. So he's great. But definitely do your research and ask around and all that stuff like that. So that was finding the right doctor. So like I said, again, it took me so long to do this video because it took me so long to fully recover. It took me a really, really long time, so I wanted to be sure that you know, I kind of had the full experience before I made this video. I love my results. I'm super, super happy with them. I knew this is what I wanted, and even through, I have a little bit of scarring, and even through not being able to work and stuff, it was so worth it. And bathing was the worst, not being able to bathe myself, like sponge bathing. And the first couple of weeks, you have to have other people wipe you down. We got adult washcloths, and it's kind of, it's not humiliating because it was my family, but a little bit. It still was a little humiliating that I couldn't fully take care of myself. So be prepared for that. But like I said, through everything, the ups and the downs, being put under twice, it's definitely worth it. And everyone kept telling me that. They're like, you know what, Trisha, you're going to be so happy with these once it's all over and you're in your bikini in the summer. And I said, you're absolutely right. So even though it took a good 4 months, or a good 3 months, you know, out of my life and out of my work, I think in the end it's going to be really worth it. And it is. You know, I'm proof that I love them, and I can feel comfortable in a swimsuit. I've never went to the beach before just because I felt so uncomfortable in a swimsuit. So I'm happy that I can finally just be comfortable with myself, fully comfortable. And as I always say, if you're not happy with yourself, change it. And that's pretty much what I did. So so just try them out. You know, that's pretty much my surgery experience in a nutshell. You know, I didn't get it to be sexier. I mean, I did, but it's all for me. There was never a boyfriend that said you should get them bigger. I mean, nothing. Everyone was so sweet and supportive. Because, and you know what? If you do it for you, you're gonna be happy with the results, I'm sure. It's a body. It's a life-changing decision. I mean, it's not one you should just do on a whim, you know. Really think about it. You know, my sister is considering getting hers done. I said, you know what, just wait a couple of years. Just make sure you really, really want it, because I know hers came about after my surgery. And they look great, and I'm not going to lie, they do look great, but they're not for everybody. You know, I do model lingerie, and I act, and I like to have a... you know, my image and stuff, and the acting that I do is always playing a sexy role, and I like to have that just for me, you know. I think it was definitely a choice, but maybe if you're a construction worker, I don't know, maybe my mom drives a bus and she got hers done, so maybe they are, you know, they're just, you gotta just think of what you want and how your lifestyle is, and if they're right for you. So you guys can feel free to ask me any questions now that it's all out in the open. Please feel free to ask me questions. And for those of you who are saying that it's shallow or superficial of me, or, you know, you said you loved your boobs before. I did love my boobs before. I felt that is how God blessed me, and I didn't see myself getting any money for surgery in the near future, so I learned to love myself, but I wasn't fully happy. And then I finally was able to save up and get it, and I'm just so happy with them. So I think, yes, you should be happy with yourself, but then again, if there's something you want to change and you have the ability to change it, you should, if that's going to make you happy. So again, like I said, feel free to ask me questions. Leave comments in the comments below. I'll try and reply to as many as I can. You can always email me. You can always private message me, tweet me, Facebook me, find me on Tumblr, and all of that. And I'll put and I'll try my best to answer all your questions. So good luck, girls. Remember, you are beautiful. And if you know what, if this is not for you, don't judge other people who do it. If this is for you, I hope I can help. I hope I could have helped you in some way. And yeah, that's about it. Hopefully I answered all your questions. Thank you guys so much for the requests, the love, and the support that you guys have given me throughout the past few months. And I will see you guys in my next video.